So according to Forbes, you are the youngest billionaire ever on their list.
See, yeah, we're just not that focused on stuff like that.
So obviously this is because the $15 billion valuation, the famous $15 billion valuation. Okay, I love Facebook. I use it all the time. But come on, you don't actually think the company's worth $15 billion at this point, do you?
I mean, I just don't think we're thinking about that, right? I mean,
so take us through what you were thinking about in doing that deal.
Well, what we're thinking about is, we want to get as little dilution as possible and raise money on the most favorable terms. And we're building this relationship with Microsoft, and we have this ad relationship. We're doing several other things, and they wanted to buy a piece of the company, so we just discussed this, and this is what made sense. Mm-hmm. But I mean, as a company, what we're focused on is just not necessarily like all the financial information, right? So I mean, it's all the themes that we're talking about today, right? In terms of helping people communicate more efficiently, building this developer platform, helping people map out who their friends are in order to help them communicate very effectively. Mm-hmm. And in order to do that, the way that we've decided is going to be the most effective is for us to just go and build a business.
Can I tell people about the books? What were you talking about last night? Oh, that embarrassed you.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, so, not that I've already brought it up. So, one thing a lot of people don't know about Mark, and you still do this, right? So this one of the first couple times I met him, I saw he has these sort of bound books that he painstakingly writes out, like everything he's thinking of and all his ideas for the site and where it's going. And if you actually go back and look at them over 4 years, 3, 4?
Sure.
You can actually see everything of like how this is played out. And what I find fascinating about this is that first of all, you're a computer guy and you do this all longhand on paper. Second being that it's so many frequently startups just kind of bob and weave through things. And this sense of like this sort of vision that you've had all along. I mean, newsfeed was something that you saw, you wanted very early on. It wasn't just when people were on the site. You thought, oh, this would be a good way, right?
Sure, yeah, I mean,
well, Leslie saw a moment. So, the point...
You have to ask questions.
I'm getting to the question. So, the fact that we see the site and how it's evolved over the last couple of years, how much of that has been your original vision that you've been scrawling down in books, and how much of it really has been seeing how people use the site and reacting to it?
Well, I mean, a lot of it are really broad ideas, right? To make a decision that we're going to build this developer platform and that the majority of the applications that people are going to use aren't going to be ones that we've developed ourselves, but are ones that third parties and other people are building. And that's a really high-level concept, right? So I think that's been a pretty commonly held belief in the company for a long time, far before we actually had enough people using Facebook to make it worth having a platform for. So I think newsfeed is also, it seems like a pretty good idea in theory, and a lot of but a lot of the stuff that actually gets built, there are a lot of details, right? I think people look at things like newsfeed and they say, oh, okay, maybe that was good, maybe that wasn't good, or platform, maybe that was good, maybe that wasn't good. But a lot of times, I think this might be a more pervasive cultural thing here, people chalk most of it up to the original idea, but the vast majority of the work that went into that wasn't done by me writing in a book. It was done by people at Facebook and you know, all the people who were there who were actually building these things, right? Who were working on it for weeks and months, right? So I think a lot of my job is just to help communicate what we're trying to do and help people focus, but I really wouldn't want to downplay the fact that it's all these other people who are actually doing all this work.
Right. Are there any of those sort of high-level directions, though, that you had written in these books that when the company got to that point, you were like, that's stupid, we're not doing that? Or is it all pretty much played out?
I don't know. Well, the part of the story that you left out is that I destroy the book.
Yes, he does destroy them. I was going to let you tell that part. He burns them. How dramatic.
I didn't burn them. You made that up.
Okay, who was sitting with us last night? Catherine Hallahan, are you in here? Did he not say last night he burns them?
Talk about something interesting.
Try doing what I do for a living. It's not as easy as it looks. All right. Jesus. Okay. What do you want me to talk about, sir? It's your How much time do we have left? Well, let's just honor the dig style of community management and let them take over in a mob rule. I'll let you guys.